Australia Skilled Nominated Visa 190, everything you need to know. A second pathway to Australian PR is the Visa 190. A 190 visa is a type of permanent work permit you can receive if you are invited and nominated to apply for the visa. To get a nomination, you must be an accomplished individual and meet the points requirement. 1. Who can apply for a 190 visa? You can apply for a 190 visa if the following 6 prerequisites are met by you. You are nominated by an Australian state or territory. You are invited to apply for the 190 visa. You have a positive skill assessment. You are under 45 years of age. You scored at least 65 points on the score table. You are nominated in a profession listed in the occupation list. Here is the summarized slide for you to take a screenshot or download using the link provided below in the description. 2. Now, let's have a look at the 190 subclass skilled nominated visa checklist. You need to prepare the following documents for your 190 visa application well in time. 1. When you apply for a 190 visa, it's very important to have a valid passport and submit a copy of your passport pages, so see that it's valid for another 2 years at least. Identity documents. If you have a national ID card or any other type of identification, please submit a copy of your identity documents. Evidence of a good character. You must provide several documents proving your character. These include Form 80 and Form 1221. Proof of English language proficiency. You have to have a competent level of the English language to get this visa. Make sure you provide evidence of your English level and that your IELTS, TEFL, PTE, Cambridge scores are valid for 2 years. 5. Expression of interest (EOI) documents. You need to provide evidence of the skills you claim to have in your expression of interest. This means that you must submit all documents that prove your work experience, your educational qualifications, your professional experience in Australia or offshore and so on. 6. Skill assessment documents. You are required to submit a copy of your skill assessment report. Ensure that the report is valid at the time of the EOI. Helping forms. If someone helps you with your application, such as a migration agent or friend, please submit either Form 956 or Form 956A. 8. For your partner and/or spouse to include the following: their identity documents, marriage certificate or divorce certificate, proof of registered relationship, proof of your partner's functional English. 9. For your dependents under 18, you would need to submit the following: birth certificate or family book, parental consent form 1229, statutory declaration. 10. And if your dependents are over 18, then submit identity documents, documents about other relationships, Form 47A, proof of dependency, proof of a functional English. Here is the summary of the checklist for you to pause and read once again. 3. The Visa 190 application process. Here is how the application process for a Visa 190 goes. 1. You submit an expression of interest (EOI). 2. Your score is minimum 65 points. You are nominated for the state-sponsored visa. You are invited to apply for a 190 visa. You apply for the 190 visa. The Visa 190 process in a slide for you. I will now expand the whole process in easier steps to have a little more detailed understanding. To get a nomination for a 190 visa, you must first submit an expression of interest (EOI). You can submit your EOI in Skill Select by opening an account and providing your personal information, including work experiences and qualifications. Your EOI will be stored for 2 years and you can update it before you are invited to apply if new work experiences happen or you gain new qualifications or awards. You should have scored a minimum of 65 points for the process to accept your EOI. When you complete filling up the steps in your EOI, there will be an overall score according to the information you provided and you can see the number of points you reached. As I mentioned earlier, to get a nomination, you must have at least 65 points. This score, as you know, is given to you based on the claims you make regarding your qualifications, experience, age, education, status, etc. For example, if you spend a professional year in Australia, you will receive a higher score in your EOI than those who did not have the same qualification. This is for accountants and IT professionals who get an extra 5 points for their PY. The next step is being nominated for the state-sponsored visa. After you submit your EOI, state and territory government agencies can see your expression of interest and nominate you for the visa. Keep in mind that if your nomination is withdrawn, you cannot apply for the visa, or if you already have applied, your application becomes invalid. Then, depending on your points, occupation demand and available slots, you are invited to apply for a 190 visa. Once you get an invitation from the Department of Home Affairs, you can submit a 190 visa application. This has to be completed within 60 days. Hence, the next step is that you apply for the 190 visa. As I mentioned earlier, when you get an invitation for a skilled nomination visa, you have 60 days to lodge a visa application. If for some reason, let's say delay in health examination, you may approach for extension of this 60 days period with a valid reason. At the IMI account page, either log in or create an account and you can submit your application. Please remember to keep all your documents handy for online submission. I am often asked whether one should take help of a migration agent or do it yourself. I did take the help of an agent, largely due to the fact that I was working full-time and did not want to make a mistake. If you are confident to do it yourself and have the time, then do it yourself. You will save a lot of money this way. 4. How long does a 190 skilled nominated visa take to process? It takes a year and 4 months to process your application for a 190 visa. This changes from time to time and has now been streamlined in 2023. Do check out the official website to see the updated waiting figures. I have put a link below for that. It's important to submit a complete application so you can get your visa faster. 5. How much does a 190 visa cost? This visa costs $4,115 Australian dollars. But there are a number of other expenses towards skills assessment, i.e. LTS, PTE, health and character certifications, etc. For every family member you are required to pay 2 additional fees. You pay a second installment fee of $4,890 Australian dollars for family members over 18 who don't have a functional level of English. You also pay extra charges for each family member under 18 and over 18 you apply with for a visa 190. 5. Point test 190 visa. To get a valid nomination by a state or territory in Australia, you must have at least 65 points on the points test for a 190 visa. I have placed a link in the description below to the score table according to the Immigration Office on how your skills and qualifications are assessed. Do check that out. 6. Can I change states on a 190 visa? 6. 190 visa conditions on the grant letter. The 190 visa conditions will change according to the state that nominated you for the visa initially. Unlike the 189 visa, which has no restrictions, in case of the state-sponsored 190 visa, most states and territories will require you to work for at least 2 years within the territory. Keep in mind that violating this condition might not affect your current visa status. Still, you will most likely not receive another Australian visa or may be asked to explain at the time of your citizenship application. 7. Skilled occupation list and skills assessment for a 190 visa. The Skilled Occupation List is a compilation of eligible professions you can work in with an Australian work visa. To get a nomination for a visa 190, your profession must belong to a category listed here. In this list, you will also find the official authorities that can conduct your skill assessment. Once your evaluation is done, you will receive your skills assessment report. In my view, this is the most important document. 8. Do I need another visa to travel once I am granted a 190 visa? Yes, since Visa 190 is a permanent visa, after 5 years you cannot travel from Australia without a RRV Resident Return Visa 155 or 157. A RRV will grant you another 5 years of the travel facility attached to your 190 visa. Thanks for watching, and do comment if you wish to know anything else. Until next time. Bye for now.